Morning Fractal Effects team. We're just following the market from the morning session, so if you're joining us, please make sure you read the disclosure in the footer section of fractaleffects.com or in the description of the YouTube channel. If you're following along with us today, make sure you're doing a demo account, as this is for educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. So we have an interesting setup. We're already down to the 1 minute time frame. We had a double break to the downside for NAS. We had a double break to the upside for US 30, but right into the DSD, which it rejected, and it's sitting in a 4-hour fair value gap. Also sitting in a 4-hour fair value gap here for NAS. But we have a double break to the downside. There's your 5M fair value gap. Now we're already on the 1M, looking for a 1M fair value gap. So we'll just jump up since one hasn't been created yet. So on the 5M, you can see right now US 500 has a break in both directions. We don't actually have a double break yet, but there was your double break. There's previous day's low. So we had a double break to the downside, a retracement back into not only the NYC opening gap. There was a news drop today at 10 o'clock as well, Eastern Standard, but also into the blue zone. And then we created our first 5M fair value gap, expansion, met with expansion, but we're still looking for a 1M fair value gap to be created. If we violate this zone, then we'll look for another setup. But I cannot buy NAS, and I cannot sell US 30, even though we've hit that DSD high. Sorry, just taking a second here. There you go. So I'm looking for that 1M setup. If we continue to violate this, if we close above here, then I'm going to ignore this 5M fair value gap. But that's the setup we're looking for. We have already hit the new week opening gap, so we have to be careful. Remember, it's only a buy model until it's not. It's only a sell model until it's not. And right now, we've already taken out London lows for NAS, and we're just sitting above previous day's high. And then we've also tapped the new week opening gap right there. So a lot of levels have been hit, not to mention we're sitting inside of a 4-hour fair value gap. So you could get a reversal here. That's why we're being very careful. We're looking for all the confluence. I want to see a 1M fair value gap created, tapped. And I want to see that push, that displacement. Already looking at US 500, this much consolidation with a break on either direction. Already the water's been muddied, so you gotta, again, proceed with caution. But US 30, again, rejecting off that DSD high. So it's giving us some good confluence to the downside. Not to mention US 500, this was the last break it had. And it is rejecting this fair value gap here as well. Just looking for that 1 minute bearish fair value gap as our foothold. And our target would be previous day's low right here, this yellow line. Again, if we continue to close above here, then I'm not interested. Because again, I cannot sell US 30 and I cannot buy NAS, and US 500 is currently giving us signals in both directions. So until there's more confluence, right now there's nothing to trade. We might take a look at US oil if this continues. If we close above here, I'm just going to switch over to US oil. That means there's too much manipulation happening here. 10 seconds left. Just going to go up to the 5M. So if we take out this high on the 5M, I'm going to move over to oil. 2 minutes 26 seconds left on this candle. That means there's too much manipulation happening. If this high is taken out, and or the market could just be reversing, either way, I'm not interested. Now we did hit this 4-hour fair value gap. One would think a reversal was coming. But once we get that double break, we're not going against it. Not to mention today is Tuesday. Remember today, Tuesday's footprint usually leads to the low for the week if we're in a bullish market, and the high if we're in a bearish. One minute 14 seconds left on this candle. So this right here, this is the last stronghold for the bearish. If it breaks past this point, then the market could be reversing, and again, we're not interested. We do not trade 10 o'clock reversals. We're hoping for a 10 o'clock continuation. US 30 already gave us a bearish confirmation. That's a good sign. And again, US 500 rejecting that midpoint right there, that fair value gap, the NYC opening gap, another good sign. That means that NAS might just be gesticulating here before the inevitable drop. But this is the only market I'm interested in, and the only thing I'm interested in is a sell. And again, if we don't get that, we'll move over to US oil, which just confirmed right now. So we do have a spotlight confirmation on US oil. It's a good place to start. Let's see what happens here. Since we've already violated this, I'd want to see a new 5M bearish fair value gap created. There goes US 30. And this would be funny if US 30 was the first one to take out previous day's lows, given the fact that it gave us a double break to the upside. Just got to be patient, because right now there's not much you can do. There's not enough confluence here. There is no foothold. Can't climb this mountain up or down. And this is where most day traders fail. Lack of patience. or the opposite FOMO. US 30, bearish confirmation, but the fact that we have a double break to the upside, we do not trade this setup. We want all the confluence in the same direction. US 500 also pushing down, which is a good sign for NAS. 2 minutes 44 seconds left. Let's see if we get an engulfing candle here. Expansion met with expansion. We didn't quite get that here. We wicked up, and then we wicked up again and closed above this green candle. Let's see if we get a true engulfing candle here. That might be a signal that we're pushing down. Not to mention US 500 is close to giving us a double break. One minute 54 seconds left, and then we'll drop down to the 1 minute time frame and see if it gives us a bearish 1 minute bearish fair value gap. Let me just take a look real quick. So right now we don't have that foothold yet. Most likely it'll be this candle. One minute 11 seconds left. We're red on the 1, the 5, and the 15. There's your double break. So now we can actually look at US 500 as well, but it still has to do a retracement and then give us a bearish fair value gap. So right now this is the point of interest. This will let us know if NAS is going to drop or if it's going to reverse. 33 seconds left. I want to see this fair value gap stay open, and that becomes the pivot point. 22 seconds. I want to see the market reach back up into here, and same thing, I want to see an expansion met with an expansion. 12 seconds. We're close to getting a bearish confirmation. Right now, all the indices are slowly getting into an alignment. Bearish confirmation, double break to the downside, bearish confirmation on US 30. Now we just need NAS to give us that push. So this fair value gap was left open. We're reaching back into it. I want to see an expansion, met with an expansion. We might come all the way back up to the midpoint, maybe even touch this 20. And I want to see a 1 minute engulfing candle. Four seconds left. 2, 1. Let's see what this next candle gives us. US 30 has already taken previous day's low. So is US 500. Just gonna check the 5-minute real quick. So again, expansion, met with expansion. We do not want to see this one continue back up. If this one engulfs our previous candle, again, that's not a good sign. Look at all this consolidation. That's a lot of manipulation. So since the open, we had that drop. Then we had a news. Is it the news candle right here? Which one is it? 10 o'clock right there. When you're using diverging pairs, when one hits its target, you have to treat it as if they've all hit their target, and right now these two have both taken out previous day's low. That's why we're proceeding with caution. Doesn't mean that NAS can't do it, can't drop down here, but it also hit the new week opening gap and just stopped short of previous day's low. I want to see where this candle closes. 1 minute, 39 seconds left. One minute. Ideally, we want to see this candle close below the consequence encroachment of this candle. Give all these boxes, but sometimes you got to just draw it out. $25 seconds left. If it closes above here, I'm going to have to wait for more confluence. $11 seconds. So again, we closed above the consequence encroachment of this candle. This could be setting up for a reversal. As mentioned before, as soon as we take out that high, this high right here with this green line, if we take that out, I'm not interested anymore. That's akin to a reversal pattern, and we do not trade reversals, 10 o'clock reversals, especially when we have a double break. Three minutes, 27 seconds left. Another thing to remember when you're doing looking at divergence, the most slowest, calmest pair, as soon as that one's ready to push, they'll all push. And right now it's actually US 500. So US 500 gave us a bearish confirmation, double break to the downside. It's coming back up here. This is the first presented fair value gap. Get rid of this. So we just took out that high. That means one of two things. This setup's going to come either much later or not at all. This could be a reversal. Either way, I'm more interested in taking a look at US oil now. I'm just going to jump over to US oil, take a look at that. See what kind of a setup this gives us. So we're right across the board. We've already got a bearish confirmation on US oil. Downside expansion model, sell model. But we have not broken the range here. Just going to go to the 4 hour for a second here. Not the best day today. But again, day trading is not everyday trading. If the setups are not there, you don't just jump in blindly. So US oil, we've hit this 4 hour fair value gap. About 10 minutes from 11. I'm just going to use Brent crude oil as a diverging pair. Let me see what this has given us. Looks similar. No range break yet. No manipulation move. I'll switch this back to US 500. Believe it or not, out of all of these, US 500 is the one that's giving us the most consistent story right now. If it gives us a double break, then that's also void. But until it does, this is technically giving us the most consistent story. We have a bearish confirmation, we have a double break to the downside, we have a bearish confirmation on US 30, and we had a double break on NAS. So if we drop from here and give a 5M bearish fair value gap, this is technically telling the most consistent story. If it punches through and gives us a double break, then we're probably going to conclude the session there. There's no point in just waiting and looking for something. Eight minutes till 11. Just a whole bunch of nothing right now. But you got to be able to recognize this. Like, there's nothing about this that interests me. People who get FOMO, they start seeing all this consolidation, this gesticulation. They're like, oh, this is a reversal right here. There's not enough evidence right now. Not to mention, as soon as you get a bearish signal on the spotlight indicator, that means there's an 80% chance that the top of this range will not be broken. And if it is, then you're not supposed to trade. Same thing with this. If you get a double break in one direction, then that means there's a 70% chance that the market wants to retrace back to a key zone and then push in this direction to take this high out, or sorry, this low out. That's what that means. So you're going against statistics, probabilities, just by trying to eyeball this, because you think you see support and resistance here. US 30 pushing down, looks like it might give us another break to the downside. If this gives us a double break, that's a 2 dB. That's void. This is already void. I cannot sell this market. I'm going to jump back to NAS just for a second here, see what NAS is doing. But right now, US 500 is still telling the most consistent story. I want to see a 5M bearish fair value gap out of US 500. I want to see it get tapped, and then we'll drop down to a smaller time frame and see if we find any kind of a setup. "30 seconds. Let's see if NAS gives us this bullish confirmation. Then we cannot sell NAS. Wait for all the confluence. "4 seconds. So we did not get a bullish confirmation on this candle. Let's see. See if we get a push down now or it continues up. So if US 500 breaks the top here and gives us a 2 dB, then we're done trading for today. We're not interested. Because as it stands, I cannot sell and or buy US 30 because we have a bearish confirmation and a double break. So these two strategies are conflicting with each other. US 500 is still telling the most consistent story, double break to the downside and a bearish confirmation, but if it breaks the top, can't trade that. NAS, double break to the downside, but if this bullish confirmation sticks, I cannot sell this market. So we're done. Let's see. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left in this candle. If we drop from here and this bullish confirmation does not stick, then this is still in play and this is still in play. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left. This is the make or break candle right here. And you have to be able to recognize that. You have to be able to recognize whether or not this day is going to foster like any growth or give you any fruit. You don't see it, and you walk away. Too many times people just sit there fishing. The beautiful thing about these strategies is our signals let us know if we can walk away. There's been mornings where I wake up and I see bearish confirmation, double break in the opposite direction. That's void. Done. Look across the markets. If I see a similar pattern, that's it. 5 minutes. I can reassess that and just be like, this is not going to give me what I want today. The two things these two strategies together give you is reassurance. One, they save you time. And two, they help with capital preservation. Remember, that's your primary goal. Capital preservation. And then two is making money. 1 minute, 24 seconds left. As mentioned before, if we get this bullish confirmation, we're done for the day. If we don't get this bullish confirmation when this candle closes, that this is still in play. 1 minute, 9 seconds left. About a minute away from 11 o'clock. We've taken out Asia highs. We're almost taken out Asia highs. That yellow line right there, just short of it. 32 seconds left. Fifteen seconds. Looks like this bullish confirmation is going to stick. 2, 1. And that's it. Stick to the rules. Bullish confirmation, double break in the opposite direction. This is giving us too much of a false reading. Right now, US 500, as mentioned before, is still telling us the most consistent story, but the other two indices are not. So we have to follow in suit. So we'll conclude our session there. We'll be back tomorrow. Right now we're live Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, starting at 10:30 Eastern Standard. Please check us out on fractaleffects.com, where we teach high probability trading. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you know when we're live. Also check us out on the social medias, fractal.effects. We're always uploading new educational material, going over weekend trades, etc. But that's our time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day.